Notre Dame faced their first top 15 opponent since the first week of October, and they were prepared for a shootout as the Irish met Syracuse today, which boasts the 7th ranked scoring offense in the country. But with Ian Book back behind the reins and a dominant Irish defense, it was actually more of a beatdown that went down in the Bronx today. So let's head to Yankee Stadium, where the Irish are wearing Yankee-inspired uniforms in the house that Ruth built. We will head to the first quarter, and Ian Book hits Dexter Williams, who dives for the goal line, carrying a couple orange men with him. And Notre Dame have a very early 7-0 lead. And that high-powered Syracuse offense, like I said, was no match for the Irish defense. Jalen Elliott intercepts this pass, brings it back deep into orange territory. That leads to a field goal and a 10-point lead from the Irish. And when Syracuse's veteran quarterback Eric Dungey left the game with an injury, the route was on. Safety Alohi Gilman had a monster game himself. He intercepts the pass. He has a huge return. He returns it 51 yards and is finally brought down, right now, inside the 10. He had 2 picks on the day, which got him the game ball this afternoon. Very next play, Jafar Armstrong takes it into the end zone, and Notre Dame led number 12 Syracuse 20-0 at halftime. And the Orange, well, they never seriously threatened. In the fourth, Dexter Williams delivers the exclamation point. He busts free for a 32-yard score, and the Irish have 36 completely unanswered points in New York on a team that has averaged 44 points a game. But the Orange had to go and spoil it. They hit a field goal with 10 seconds left in the game, and they dismantle the shutout for the Irish. But regardless, the Irish hammer the Orange. 36-3 was the final score, and they improve to 11-0 on the season, which of course leaves the playoff selection committee with plenty to be impressed by, as they completely dominated that 12th ranked Cuse team. So the Irish are 1 win away from a perfect 12-0 season and 1 win away from a spot in the college football playoffs. And they set the big stage for a big Thanksgiving rivalry weekend in the Coliseum next Saturday. Notre Dame will face USC, and the Trojans, well, they had a battle today with UCLA, and they actually fell 34-27. So USC will head into the final week of the regular season, dropping to 5-6. WSBT 22 sports team will actually be in LA next week for your full coverage of that rivalry matchup. And don't go anywhere, because coming up, I have a shootout on the high school football field in the semifinals. You do not want to miss this thriller from the Eddies. It's coming up in more sports.
With Olivia Ray.
We are down to the final 4 for our high school boys of fall. And today in the Division IV semifinals, the undefeated Eddies met back up with Grand Rapids Catholic Central. That name may sound familiar because that's the same team that took the state crown from them just about 360 days ago. So it was a shootout at Vicksburg High School today. The Eddies actually had a 24-0 lead, but coughed it up in the final 10 seconds of the second half on that play right there. So we go to overtime, deadlocked at 38 apiece. Eddies get the ball first, and it's 3rd and 6, and Trey Harvey, he fakes the handoff and lets it fly to Isaiah Mitchell for a touchdown, and Chase Sager gets the 2-point conversion. So it is 46-38 Eddies, and Grand Rapids gets their overtime opportunity. They find the end zone to make it a 2-point game. So it's going to come down to this play, the 2-point conversion attempt. And Edwardsburg defense comes up with the biggest stop of their season. They stop the Cougars inches short of the goal line on that 2-point conversion attempt for the win. They win 46-44 today, and they are headed back to Ford Field for the state championship game next weekend. Hey, or what goes on there?
Yeah, it's just the best feeling ever. We prepared for this all week. I feel like we had our best week of practice that we've ever had, probably in school history. So it feels really good that we got this on my birthday especially.
We told them, it's going to come down to one play. Whoever can make one play in this game. And we're the team that made the last play and made the one play that decided it.
So congrats to the Eddies, and happy birthday to Trey Harvey. He's actually our reigning outstanding student athlete of the week this week. So the Edwardsburg will head to Ford Field for all of the marbles. Next Friday, they play at 7:30 against Chelsea. And also trying to punch their ticket to the big show, are your undefeated Cassopolis Rangers. They're playing Madison Heights for the Division 7 semifinal. In the fourth quarter, Cass trails the Eagles 37-28. Dylan Green looks over the middle, and the ball is tipped, but it's tipped right into the arms of Tyrese Hunt Thompson. He tap dances his way into the end zone, and Cass cuts Madison's lead to 37-34. But minutes remaining, and Cass intercepts the ball. They march it downfield. They can't find the end zone, so it's going to come down to this. A field goal attempt to tie it. The kick is not really up, and it's not good. It was just wide left. So the Rangers come up just short and fall to Madison Heights today, 37-34. And also playing this afternoon, Michigan City in the Indiana 5A semi-state. The Wolves fell to New Palestine 35-10. Of course, we saw our other two Indiana playoff teams fall last night as well. Mishawaka season ended to Bishop Dwenger. Bremen was beaten by Eastbrook. If you want those highlights, they were both great games. You can check our website right now at WSBT.com. And all right, it's time for the shakeups that went down in the Big Ten today. Last week, Northwestern won the West and is headed to Indy for the championship. But the East is supposed to come down to next weekend between Ohio State and Michigan. But Urban Meyer almost saw that slip away because the Buckeyes went to overtime with Maryland and barely hung on to win just 52-51 today. So here's the other half and the other team that's standing in their way. Indiana is in the big house, and I figured if I didn't show you, you wouldn't believe it. Peyton Ramsey hits Ty Freifogel on the left for the 7-yard touchdown to give Indiana the 17-15 lead into the half. But Hoosier fans have seen this before, and in the third quarter, it slips away from them. They grind. Michigan grinds out another win. Shea Patterson finishes with 260 yards and 3 touchdowns. So Michigan still has their playoff hopes alive, and they clinch the East with a win next week over Ohio State. That one is played in Columbus. So Indiana sits at 5 wins. And today, Purdue lost in triple overtime. So guess what the bowl game, or the bucket game, is going to mean next week?
Right.
It's a bowl berth. Yes,
right.
Again, second straight year.
Yeah, well, a lot of eyes on that. Thank you, Olivia. Stay right here. We're back in a moment.
For every game, every fight, every goal, you'll want to follow us. Search for WSBT on Twitter. Get up close and personal with your favorite players. Follow Pete, Adam, and Olivia for all your sports highlights.